A Little History of Science, written by BUNUM. Hey guys, welcome to a new episode on this channel. And so let me get today's video started. Today I'm going to do a report of the Little History of Science. If you want to watch my Little History of Religion videos, at least the ones I created, well, I had to pause because they were taking a bit too long. And now let's start the video. Prediction. One day, someone as smart as Tony Stark will probably exist and create something like this. That's just a prediction. And so, let's get this started. In the beginning, a lot of people think about what has happened in the beginning of science. Back then, scientists would have probably been priests because science hasn't existed yet, at least in the concept of science that we know today. A lot of things that we've learned about science today is relatively new. And back then, however, people were actually smarter than we actually thought they were. They're good enough and they're just that's just good. And then we talk about needles and numbers in the book. In Needles and Numbers, we talk about the amplification of these Chinese people. So much has happened, too, since then. We also talk about the Greek people and the Greek brainiacs. Brainiac. And Needles and Numbers, there's basically this procedure called acupuncture, where you basically put some, there's this Chinese medicine way where you jab someone's skin with a needle, which will in turn do lots of things, and in turn do relieve some pain and also help you with your stress and things. I'm not sure how punching a needle in you might help, because that awfully sounds a lot like injection, which I seriously hate. But then again, that is Chinese way, and also it's their rules, so I guess it's their guy. Then we also talk about the atoms and the void. And atoms and the void, they're so important for lots of reasons. This is one of the basic elements. Like, people thought there were 4 elements: earth, water, earth, fire, and air. Yeah, I just tried to copy the Avatar moves. That just happened, and then, however, the Greeks thought of him as atoms, and that's exactly the most accurate thing that has probably ever been said. Yeah, atoms are way more accurate too. And then we go and find out about the father of medicine, a guy named Hippocrates. And Hippocrates, this guy is awesome because of a lot of reasons. He did so much in the sciences that I'm pretty sure he deserves a whole thing of his own. And Hippocrates, this guy's a great guy. He does so much in the sciences world that we really need to make a video about him too. This guy figured out medicine. This guy figured out a lot of other things too. He figured out how to do science. Basically, he also made sure that just because it seems weird and stuff, that doesn't mean that it's the magic or the supernatural. That's incorrect. Yeah, it is incorrect. And then we go talk about a guy named Aristotle. So someone probably that guy has taught him as the teacher of Alexander the Great. You might know him as one of the greatest philosophers of all time. You might also know him as one of the people who have the smartest minds back then, at least in the philosophy sense. And then we go to talk about the emperor's doctor, a guy named Galen. And then, we just talk about that guy. It's kind of a bit boring, but it's worth it. Then we talk about science and Islam, which is one of the best things I could ever talk about. Islamic science has all of these great things that have happened, because they made many significant discoveries, and according to the book, a lot of things have happened to do them, but also they also figured out why it's kind of hard to breathe when you get up there too. And also, out of the darkness, we talk about how we found out ourselves outside of our realm of the darkness. We also talk about how we don't do all the fake stuff, and how we got from back then through regular philosophy to nowadays, at least in movies, this. And then we also go search for the Philosopher's Stone, which is, if you ever read any Harry Potter books, or at least watched the movie, that stone that creates the elixir of life and also turns other metals into gold, which is ridiculous, I know. And then we also talk about dissecting, and then we also talk about this new chemistry, which I guess is alchemy. We also talk about the clockwork universe, and we also talk about how we order living things. We also talk about little boxes of life. We also talk about digging up dinosaurs, how we found out about the dinosaurs, and how and why they're useful too. We also talk about magnetism. We also talk about matter too. We also talk about drugs, building blocks of life, and we also talk about science in today's life. We were able to make a lot of movies too. We were able to make this. We were able to make that phone or computer or device that you're watching YouTube on right now. And we were also the person who were able to do so many things in the world. Because without us and without all these developments, we'd basically be nothing. Nothing. But then, why? Why bother writing about this? There's so many other books. Well, I'm pretty sure it's because they just wanted to add it into a little series. And why do I enjoy this book? It's because I like history and also I like science. I also like math, but not as much as I used to. And we have so much to talk about. Finding the history of one of my favorite subjects, like combining two of my favorite subjects together, is just one of the things that have made me so awesome too. It also made me want to do a lot of other things too. And I just want to say that I thank all those people out there who have put all this love of history and science in me. I thank my mom mostly, to be honest, and I thank my dad for having all those things for me to inheriting part of his genius and artistic skills. So thank you, Dad, thank you, Mom, and more things have happened here too. A little history of science. There's so much to really learn about. It's so great. And I don't really like the part where they talk about how we made a weapon that could blow up the whole world. At least the life. I'm not talking about destroying life. Like, yeah, we could destroy life, but not like how Ultron would. But then, I mean, it's just that there's so much that happened here. This history of science is just one of the classics in the world that you really need to find out. So that if you want to have a dream in your idea, but it includes science, physics, quantum mechanics, I'm not sure about quantum mechanics, but it has something to do with those subjects that I just mentioned. A good place to start is history. Of course, you might get A+ in American history. I'll probably get 1 because I studied a lot and I post a lot of those on this channel. And I probably already got an A+ on my social studies, so that's a nice bonus. I also got like an A in like math too, so yeah, that's kind of good. I also got an A in science too in one of my tests, and that's also good too. So I mainly have A's, B's. I do have a C's, and I got a few F's. Yeah, one of those subjects I never really need to learn, like Chinese and stuff. Yeah, like this is all like. Yeah, I mean, anyways, there's so much that happened too here. There's just that one thing I will mention is that A Little History of Science. It is just one of those books that you just have to go and read. I just hope you guys, if you do read this book, I hope you will enjoy it as much as I did. And if you guys do, well, I'll see you guys in the next episode. My opinion is that go read it because it's fun, it's a good way to learn. And the only thing you'll learn is how we got here and why we're here. We're all curious anyway. See you soon. Shout out. Peace.